Dear Miss Lappin,
Miss Anamali,
Mr. Aldella, Miss Grasso,
Mr. Sutton,
Mrs. Spencer,
Dear Mr. Nakaro,
Miss Trell,
Mr. Dianusa,
Mr. Rosen,
Miss Zinger,
Mr. Snow,
Dr. Slodic Mahari.
thank you for helping me organize and prioritize my other tasks when I'm feeling overwhelmed.
Dear Miss Clark,
Miss Longo,
Mrs. Brightson. Mrs. Garcia.
Miss Hagmeyer, Mr. Hafner,
Mr. Mulata.
Thank you for always being understanding and understanding that we all have our own personal problems at home.
dear Mr. Cosson,
Mr. Mulata. Mr. Mem.
Miss Camarda,
Mr. Dages,
thank you for being flexible with grading.
Dear Mr. Chris.
Miss Ogden,
Thank you, Mr. Lombardi.
thank you, Mr. Laponer,
Thank you for teaching me how to analyze things.
dear Dr. Caravello,
It's great.
Mr. Trell,
thank you, Miss Lawonka.
thank you, Miss Randazzo.
I'm very thankful for the music teachers for always making class a fun and enjoyable time for me and helping me to learn how to love to play the flute.
Dear Miss Nelligan,
Miss O'Brien,
Miss Marcia,
Miss Mac!
Miss Gandolfo,
Mr. Ferenga,
Miss Algieri, gratias tibiago.
Thank you for making the class something I look forward to every day. Dear Miss Galvin. Mrs. Fedler.
Mr. Forstell,
Miss Brusella.
Mrs. Chauvin,
Miss Moran,
Mr. Chalmers,
Thank you for staying after school for extra help and reviewing concepts over and over to make sure that we understand.
dear Mr. Bryson,
Mr. Coon.
Mr. Logan, Miss Goldstein,
Thank you for staying late at the school so I could wait inside the building.
dear Mrs. Britt and Mrs. Wendell,
Mrs. Walling,
Mrs. Federico,
Miss Hanson.
Mr. Bernier,
thank you for taking the time out of your day to make my day better.
dear Mr. Harathonian,
Mr. Tingo.
Mr. Fiolia,
Mr. Barrett.
Mr. Sherrard,
Mr. Chaudhry. Mr. Mraz. Mr. Janis. Mr. Wilshire.
Thank you for keeping the school safe for everyone.
dear Miss Miazga,
Mrs. Darling. Miss Dempston.
Miss Martino,
Miss Abatilla,
Miss Chorsky.
Miss Shiloh,
Miss Hoffman. Miss Harvey.
thanks Miss Lasita,
thank you for always being so understanding and helpful during shows over the years.
Dear Miss Albinson,
Mr. Cantwell,
Miss Stumpf.
Mr. Olson,
Miss Carvello,
Miss Conline,
Miss Devlin,
Miss Hartman. Miss Small.
Miss Mott.
Miss Pinheiro.
thank you to the teachers for being patient.
To all the teachers, custodians, security, clerical staff, support staff, and administrators, we would like to say thank you for always being there for us, for helping us find and adapt to this new normal.
For always being willing to talk, even if it's over Google Meet, for staying later for extra help, continuing to run clubs and sports with new restrictions, being so energetic during class.
For putting your needs aside to help fulfill ours, for continuing to keep our school clean, safe, and supported.
And for being our biggest cheerleaders. We know with balancing your family needs, your personal needs, and all the responsibility you take on in school, this might be your most difficult year yet, whether it's your first or your 30th.
We want you to know that you've been doing a great job so far, and we are thankful for all you do. Love your students.